Hi everyone, Christina here, aka Dough Ups and Dumbbells. Woo! It's been a year since my last video, and in that year, a lot has happened. Well, initially, when I first started this channel, I wanted to share my keto journey, share some Disney tips, and all that. But what I didn't know is what was going to happen in the next few months. So I had found myself in my second toxic relationship within a 3-year period. Crazy, right? I then ended up getting into this really dark place. I had just started my master's and online actually, and wow, I honestly can't believe it. Like where I was last year, I wasn't in the mental space to be doing really much anything because I was getting drained physically, emotionally, abusively, like all the works you can think of. And it wasn't until December of last year that I decided, I was going to start to try and claim my life back. And in January, like everyone else has their New Year's resolution. And well, in January 6th, I was like, enough is enough. I'm going to take my health seriously. I'm going to do whatever it takes. I need to get back on my fitness journey because I was so overweight. I couldn't really walk far. I was always out of breath. I just felt so uncomfortable. I was moody all the time, so irritable, couldn't be really around family just because I was just not a great person, mentally, physically, emotionally, anywhere. So in January, and then also in February, while I was going to the doctors, going to checkups on that, I was diagnosed with PCOS. Yeah, PCOS, long story short, you can Google it. It's just a hormonal imbalance that causes a lot of different issues, which kind of hit a light bulb because that is really what described a lot of things that I've struggled with since I was 15. One of the things is losing weight's really hard, but gaining weight is 10 times easier. Lovely, right? Especially when you're overweight and you're trying to lose weight. Yeah, not the greatest thing in the world. But last year I had dabbled into keto a little bit, keto and ketones, and I saw some good results. But again, because of the toxic relationship, I kind of just gave up everything. I barely survived my first term of grad school. It wasn't until January, like I mentioned, that I started to really focus on myself. So I wanted to make this video because, I know there's some other queens or kings out there that are struggling in a dark place, who don't really know what to do, who don't really know where to find the light to get out of that, who don't really know where to start, who doesn't like living in their own body, to be honest, because I've suffered with anxiety, depression, suicide thoughts, toxic relation. Number 1, I was suicidal. Number 2 was an engagement which ended, which was, both of them have been blessing in disguise because I have learned so much since in the last 3 years. So I kind of just wanted to share my 3 things that I have done to claim my life back. So I have some couple notes that I want to talk about. So the first thing I really did was daily affirmations. Daily affirmations, just telling myself, speaking life into myself. It's really hard in a sense because when you start thinking negatively, that's when you change your whole mood, to be honest. So anytime I started to think negatively, if I went on a date and I started to have self-doubt, I'd be like, Christina, you're such a baddie. Like, you are strong. You're working on your masters. You are working out. There would be no reason why a guy would not want to be on a date with you right now. You are such a great catch. Like, sometimes you just need to speak life into yourself to gain some self-confidence. And that's what I really needed because after, those 2 failed relationships within 3 years, I was really struggling with my confidence and self-esteem. And I realized that speaking life into myself and pouring that self-love into me really helped with my confidence. Another thing was personal development. Over the years, I've learned that personal development is great to help with relationships. how to grow as a person. If you're struggling with time management, there's personal development. If you're struggling with marriage or relationships, with leaders, or if you need help with grow as a leader, personal development. One thing I learned is that anytime you listen to music, listen to an audiobook, listen to a podcast, like swapping that really helps you grow as a person. So for me, when I'm cleaning, when I'm putting away laundry, if I'm on a road trip, if I'm going anywhere, I'm listening to a podcast because I want to constantly grow as a person. It could be simple as learning more information about keto. It could be something simple as relationships, speaking life into myself, growing as a person, how to get more confidence, just different types of podcasts. There's a lot that are free resources out there that you can listen to. Another thing is changing my lifestyle. So not only am I speaking life into myself, I'm growing here. I'm also growing here in my heart, but also my body. So as I mentioned, last year I dabbled into keto, the keto lifestyle, as well as ketones. And in January, I really got back into it because that's when I really started to feel my best. And ironically, little did I know is that when I was doing research for PCOS, one of the best things that you can do is following a low carb diet and also going dairy free. So in February, I decided that I was going to stick to keto because I was seeing results already. And I started to drift away from dairy because I noticed that when I ate dairy, I didn't really feel good, but also my weight stalled. So I decided to do that. And I have been seeing tremendous results. Right now, today is July 1st, 2019. And I am officially down 41 pounds. It's like 41.2 pounds. The last time I measured myself, I was down 29 inches all over. Crazy, right? I know. And it's just mind-blowing to think that in January, I was 271. I know, I was embarrassed. And it wasn't until recently that I just shared that number. 271. On the scale this morning said 230. Wow. I can't even believe it. And it wasn't even, when I first started, when I was at 271, I realized, I was like, man, I'm never going to get out of the 200s. I'm always going to be here. I told myself, Christina, focus one day at a time. Literally, one day at a time, one meal at a time. When you focus on those things, you are more successful because you're not focused about the long run. You're just focusing on that day. So every day I focus on making sure I drink my ketones. I have some right here. Drinking it, making sure I'm getting my personal development in, making sure I'm drinking my water, and also making sure I'm focusing on eating keto meals. And when I do that, I know I'm winning. So when I celebrate every single time I finish my gallon of water. I celebrate every time I eat keto meals all day. I celebrate when I finish my personal development because I'm making those small daily actions that are helping me get to my goal. As well as another thing I've been doing is intermittent fasting. I'll share more details in regards to intermittent fasting at a later video, but it has really helped me be more disciplined with my eating, and I'm not eating like an uncontrolled toddler. You know what I mean? Eating picky, wanting to eat whatever, eating late at night. Yeah, it kind of gets you disciplined on an eating schedule. So I've been doing that and I have seen the best results. So for me, compared to over a year's time, I am a total different person. You know, it's funny because I asked my mom last night, I said, Mom, from a year ago to now, am I a totally different person? And she goes, yeah, you're not bitchy all the time. Oops. But I guess that's what happens when you're stuck in a toxic relationship and you're not happy with yourself. You know, you get moody, you get irritable, you get depressed, anxiety, you get all things kind of cray, to be honest. All things kind of cray. So I just wanted to, share these daily things that I've been doing that has helped me change my life, because I am in the process of still claiming my life back, and this is how I'm fighting every single day. I'm fighting against my past demons I'm fighting against, against PCOS, because that's an ongoing thing. And I'm fighting against, growing as a new person, growing as a total new inspiration, trying to save other kings and queens who are stuck in a dark place, just trying to be an inspiration for other people who are on the same journey like me, I'm a plus size girl, so I really want to reach out to anybody who's willing to listen and who needs to listen. So again, if this video and tips have been really helpful and successful for you, please like, comment, share, subscribe, and thank you. And I will share next week some other tips. Have a great day.